trying to do this and archiving. Okay. Alright. So it is 9:29, it's almost 9:30. Okay. Sorry for the buffering and all the whatever. Archiving this. This is our. I have to get home. We should do this with the mic. This street is called Del Prado. So where I play at, when you see cars go by the streets, that street, Lafayette. So it's the corner of Lafayette and Del Prado. If anyone's from the Cape Coral area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a reason why I'm archiving this. I'm going to show you what time I get home, and then I'll shut the live stream off, so that when I have to get up at 4 in the morning, this is how it really is. And when I said in my last live stream, for people who wanted to test if they wanted to go full time with the music, just test it. It's a good idea to do this, not too much. If you can do this, it's a good idea. So you get used to what it's really going to be like when you're doing this, and you're working full time, or if you're working full time, or if you got a business, side business. So you get what it really feels like to be tired, doing the gigs. And the reason why I'm saying that, because it's a reality. So yeah, these are the streets that come out of on my route. So we're just gonna do that. And actually, when I'm doing my morning route, I might do a quick live stream going from the house to the depot tomorrow morning, just to show you what it is. It's dark like this, so by the time I get the vehicle out, and it's dark like this when I have to do all my pickups, and then I get to see the sunrise, which is a really cool gig. I really love it, man, because I like driving. It's not for everybody, but I like it. And I get to see the sunrise, and it's like that personal me time, and no one's breathing down my neck or anything like that, But this is what it's really like. Okay. So yeah, this busy street here is called Del Prado. And usually back there, and there's a canal right there. You won't be able to see it yet. Maybe you'll be able to see it, but yeah, there's a lot of canals that's behind some of these streets. That's what I'm going to tell people. Sometimes it takes a long time to get from point A to point B. If you don't schedule yourself out, traffic gets backed up. It's not like you can go around the block. Some of them you can. There are some blocks you can go around, but the other ones you can't, because there's a canal. So you got no choice. You only have a few streets that you can actually take. When you're stuck in traffic, you're just stuck in traffic. Usually people down here, they're pretty understanding down here. They're cool. They don't try to ride you, because they understand. So I tell you what, for the most part, and I mean a huge most part, there's a lot of good people down here, and it really is exciting living down here. Everywhere you go is going to have pros and cons, but when your pros far outweigh the cons, then it's a good thing. It's a win-win. Okay, so all these little streets down here. But there's a reason why I'm doing this, so you can actually see the distance. See, right now it's clear, but usually this street, Del Prado, it gets backed up, man. It really gets backed up. So we'll see how long it actually takes to get home. That's just getting home. Then we unload the gear. Well, usually what I'm doing now is just unloading most of the gear, and the heavier stuff I could do it the next day by myself. It's not too bad, because I like to get in the shower and get cleaned up and everything, and then go to sleep, because I get up at 4 in the morning. This is what I mean. This is how our life is. But we manage it, and it works for us. See, that's the thing. You have to do things that are really going to work for you. And, then you come out smelling like a rose. You don't get stressed. You don't, when you're always trying to push 100% of your income from the music, and this is just our experience, it can get stressful. And if the more you let it get stressful, the more it piles up on you. God, I forget how long we were. I have to talk with that. We were full time with our music. That's when we were traveling across the country and everything, man. That was great. What an experience, man. 100% independent. 100% independent doing that. It's like Deb said, you know what? If they can't come to us, we'll make it our own. We'll make it happen on our own, See, never rely on someone else to make your dreams come true. You do that yourself. Now this road right here, that bridge, that's called, on this side, it's called Veterans Parkway. Further down there, it'll turn into Midpoint Bridge, where it crosses over the canal. It'll cross over part of the Gulf. And then, after it's Midpoint Bridge, then it turns into Colonial. And then when it goes into Lehigh Acres, it turns into Lee Boulevard. But where this will eventually end, it turns up when it starts to make the curve past Surfside. Then it'll once it crosses over Pine Island Road, which is the street we're going to turn left on. But when this street, Veterans crosses over Pine Island Road, it becomes Burnt Store Road. So it's a nice little town, Coral Woods Center. There's a movie theater in there. We don't go to that movie theater. It's a little too far from our house. We go to one that's close to our house, but it's not real far. Oh, yeah. But, you see, I take in between my run, my AM and PM run, I like to get some really good rest, take a real good nap to break up my day, because it's a very long day. And then to get up at 4 in the morning. That's why I try to end my sets with something more calmer, relaxing. And really, I love to shred and I love to rock out. But there are times as I'm reading the crowd, it's a dinner crowd, it's totally different. And it works for me because the jazz fusion stuff, I love playing. That's just as big a part of me as doing the metal. Because I learned so much from that style of music. And I'm not just saying playing fast or, good solid technique. Yeah. But with the dynamics, there's a lot you could do with that kind of music, with your dynamics. Make the music breathe and everything. But for some people, they'll look at it like if no one's paying attention, then it's like a paid rehearsal. Okay, yeah, I guess you could say that. But to me, it's always a show. I don't take it personal, because you see, I like what I do, and as a performer, you're the one on the stage, so why not, take advantage, make that part of your world, part of, make a show out of it. If no one likes it, don't worry about it. There'll be someone that does. No one could say you didn't give it your all. See, that's just it. And that's not the reason why I do that. I play like that because I just like to play. And hopefully it could inspire other people and other musicians. So when they have moments where there's not a big crowd, or it seems like the crowd's not paying attention. So you cannot assume that, because these people that you think are not paying attention, it's when they start tipping you. Yeah, they're paying attention. And honestly, some people are kind of shy to clap. You know, that's just how they are. They're just really shy. So for people who feel like no one likes them or anything, hey, don't worry about it. You don't know. You could only assume it. The only way you could 100% tell it is if they're really letting you know. And still, if you're contracted to play, do your show, do your gig. It'll work in your benefit. So actually, there's a hospital back there called, it's part of Lee County, but it's really Cape Coral Hospital. See, this whole area is Lee County. And if anyone is familiar with this area, it is a big territory. Real big territory. From past Joel Boulevard and Lehigh Acres all the way through here. I think Lee County might, I don't know if it ends at Metlachey. I could find out. I don't think it does. Yeah, it's a big area. But so yeah, these are the streets. This church called City First, they have a campus in wow, how can I forget? West of Aurora, Illinois. Part of Rockford. They got a DeKalb, and in DeKalb, Illinois, they got a campus. I think that's their main campus. But yeah, just want to show what this is. Right now it's 9:41, so it's not too bad. See, and when you hit all these green lights, it helps out. That Chevron that's right there, that gas station there, that used to be a racetrack gas station. And then someone bought it. We still have our racetrack gas station, have them in Texas too. Now, these lights here will be green for a while. But when you got to come out of these side streets, forget it, man. You get a real long red light. You'll be there for a long time. Now, this gas station up here is called Wawa. I guess they got them in Pennsylvania, I think, Philly. Because Jimmy Bruno, he talks about Wawa. Wawa gas station. What a name, Wawa. Now this road here, this is Pine Island. And this is where we're going to make our right turn. Yeah, my high E string on my Cordoba got real loose, man. I gotta find out what's going on. And maybe I didn't stretch it out enough. But that's actually the first time that happened. The first time that happened. I know I gotta change strings on the Les Paul. It gets so humid down here. Alright, so it's 9:43. It's a nice ride because it also helps me wind down a little bit, so that when I go to sleep I can fall asleep fast. But this is how our life really is, man. But we manage it, we make it work, and honestly, it doesn't really bother us. So we wake up tired, right? We wake up tired early in the morning, but when I was doing the club circuit back in Chicago, I'd be coming home around that time, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and be tired. So what's really the difference? Tired coming home or tired getting up and going to work? It's the same thing. A lot of this area that's, you see these like woods right here, there are signs where they're going to sell some of this property, which I really hope they don't, because it is nice to have some of our forest preserves, kind of keep the wooded area, kind of makes it special, see, this is the 4-lane road with a grassy medium in between. That grassy medium's got to be about 15 feet wide, maybe 20 feet wide. Which is that right there. They're going to be putting in I think, a dog wash. Like a kennel wash. Man. Yep. Everyone's situation is different, and you have to do the things that work for you. Hopefully this could inspire people that if they have to work a part-time job, whatever, don't never be ashamed of that. You don't want to got to pay your bills. I know a lot of times I might be repeating stuff like that, but I've seen so much stuff on the internet and YouTube, and that it's like this is not what some of these people say. This is not how it really is, and they could do what they want with their channels. I'm not trying to pick on them or anything, but where it becomes a problem is when other people, they really believe that stuff. They really think that's how it is. Oh yeah, I could do this. Oh yeah, and this will happen and that happen, and they never question what happens if it doesn't happen. Doing things like this, it makes you strong. That's one thing I notice. It really strengthens you. You can handle anything. Or almost anything. Now this street here is called Cleveland. This street is known as Route 41, and where we're going to turn left, Tamiami Trail. That's known as Old 41. And it can be kind of confusing, especially when you first come down here. Like anywhere, your first time, if you relocate to a new state, you could Google things all you want, man. But you don't know until you really get there. Joe Wentz had he did an unboxing with his Garmin. And when he made a comment about that being a map for truckers, he's 100% correct. And everything he said is 100% correct about what truckers maps. Because there are certain areas you'll have low-hanging wires that if you got a big rig, you better watch out, man. You'll tear those wires out, man. And then there's certain weight limits. So that Garmin he has with the truckers map, it's specifically for truckers. So that's why you can't really use a regular GPS. You gotta make sure you know that area. There's Sonic. Don't think we ever ate there. Now over here is a pond. There was a gator in there, and I think they took the gator out. Usually, when they get bigger than, I think, 5 feet, when they get bigger than 5 feet, I think the animal conservation comes and grabs the gators and they take them to what's known as Alligator Alley. It's where Interstate 75 crosses over the state of Florida to go toward Fort Lauderdale and Miami. And there's a long stretch where it's gated on each side of the road. It's fenced off, and it's all wooded area. And it's known as Alligator Alley because that's where all the alligators and wildlife are. That's part of the swamp. That's part of the Everglades. So when these gators get a certain size, they really do try to take them and bring them in over to Alligator Alley or the Everglades. And I guess something happened a couple of weeks ago over in Fort Pierce, which is over on the Miami side. And I see this was a couple of weeks ago. An elderly lady in her 80s was walking her dog along the pond area, and people tell you, they'll say, don't do that. I guess was it early in the morning or in the afternoon or something, where a gator came out to attack the little dog. The elderly woman, she was in her 80s, went to fight off the gator. The dog escaped, and the gator grabbed the lady. And there was another woman, just happened to be looking out her kitchen window, saw it. Right away she got on her phone calling 911, and then she's running out there by the pond, and she grabbed like a long pole or something because the gator dragged the lady into the pond. And then the lady popped up out of the water and like brushed her like hair out of her face. And the other woman that was on the phone yelled to the lady, "Hey, I got a rod or something. See if you could grab this rod and I'll pull you out." And the lady that was being attacked calmly said, "No, I can't. The gator's got me." And then she got pulled under, and then that was it. And they found out that there was 3 alligators in there. So when Deb told me this, I guess she heard it on the news radio. And this was the lady that was being interviewed was telling the story. And I said to Deb, I said, I really hope and pray that that lady that was being attacked, she knew that was it. She knew that moment she was going to die. I just hope that she went real quick and did not feel any pain. Because once those gators get at you and they start ripping you to pieces, man, that has got to be absolutely painful. And that's why I'm very careful, real careful. I mean, usually the gators, they are afraid of us, which is kind of surprising. But when they're hungry, they're going to grab at, they try to grab at something small. But when you're going to try to fight it off, then it'll get in attack mode, and then, yeah, man, it'll grab you. Once those jaws got your arms or your legs, man, you better hope that you could do something to get your way out, or you're going to lose your leg or your arm. So the house that's across the street from our house, in the back of it, there's a pond, and I hear those gators in there when they do their mating. There's these 1 or 2. Or there's one. See, we got several ponds in our community. So, we're almost home, guys. Almost home. And it's part of our community. And there's these signs that's all around by our ponds. Say beware of the gators, alligators, and the snakes. Especially those moccasins. Those water moccasins, man, you gotta be careful. I don't see a whole lot of them, nor do I want to. Alright, my friends, we are almost there. It's a nice little community. It's a nice, quiet life, man, Nice, quiet life. mind their own business. Don't bother anybody. See, back then there's a pond. And these are the houses that are across the street from our house. Okay, my friends, so I'm going to be turning the car around because the way I park is Deb pulls in the driveway and I pull on the end of the driveway. So, we'll be signing off in just a moment here. I just want to archive this. All right. Home. Sweet. Home. And let's see, what time is it? Almost 10 o'clock. All right, my friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll keep you posted with next show. Until next time, you stay strong, safe, and true, my friends. We love you all. Rock on, and God bless. Take care.